Good morning and welcome to Manifest Your Mondays with me, Johnny Can, your certified high performance coach. Now, July is all about community, commitment, and physiology. A year ago, I dedicated myself to being in the best shape of my life, both physically and mentally. And also I already had an amazing group of people to support me, but I also wanted to add more to that and creating a bigger, larger community of like-minded people with the same values. And a year ago, I went to this studio called Oxygen Yaletown, and it was owned by the person that I'm interviewing today, and that's Kate Marshall. I got to meet her probably about, it was 2017, 2016 at the Luke Wilson All-Star Touch Football game, and I found out that she had a gym or a studio, started working out there, and over the past year I've gotten to know her, and why I want to interview her because she's got this amazing commitment to building community, and what is happening at Oxygen Yaletown is because of her, the instructors that she's brought on, as well as her commitment to seeing the business succeed and doing whatever it takes. And in this day and age, we need to see more of that. Not that anybody else isn't doing that, but you need to see and show and promote examples of what it can be when you fully dedicate your life to something that's important to you. And you see that in her classes. Never did I think that being in the nightclub industry, I'd be waking up at 5 a.m. to go work out for an hour, sweat, and just feel as amazing as I did. So this interview is about 12 minutes. I want you to stick to the end because there's going to be a challenge there, and there's also going to be a giveaway through that challenge. So stay tuned to that, and I hope you enjoy this interview. It's my first one, and no better to showcase than somebody that has had a real big impact on me over the past year, and very inspirational. She's hardworking, she's trustworthy. She's got all these characteristics of such an amazing person, and I can't help and want to promote somebody like that in this audience and in this day and age. So enjoy it and give me feedback. I want to know how you guys felt about it and what you thought. So enjoy, and here's Kate Marshall. All right, so you guys just heard my introduction. I'm really excited to have this interview with Kate Marshall. She's had such a great impact on my life over the past year, and this month is all about community, commitment, and physiology. So like I said, you guys heard my introduction. This is all about Kate Marshall and the habits that she has currently over the past few years or in her lifetime that really move you forward, that allow you to be your best self. I'd love for you to share that with me. And
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm super honored to be on your podcast / Instagram / everywhere.
Social media.
Taking over the world.
Yeah.
So thank you for having me. I've had a pretty crazy couple years of just ups and downs and opening businesses and selling businesses and career opportunities and stuff. And my habits are the only thing that have kept me sane. So
Yeah.
I did some thinking behind this, and I just thought to myself, like, my commitment to moving my body is the number one habit that works for me. So every single day, 7 days a week, there's not a day that goes by that I don't move my body in some way, shape, or form. A lot of that is kind of like a more like high intensity kind of sweat, mind clearing, expansive type of exercise. But I definitely balance that out with stuff that expands my mind as well. And a couple of my favorite things that have worked for me, I found going on like beautiful runs, so running through different scenery, and not listening to music that will kind of drain out my thoughts. So either listening to no music or some sort of like meditation, kind of like a raindrop sounds. I just find that I can get lost in that movement. And because that's such a repetitive movement, you actually don't really have to think a lot while you're doing it. So I've found that the habit of continuing to run that's the area where I've had my most expansive ideas come to me, concepts, business ideas, personal development, spiritual growth. Like, there's been some pretty wild thoughts that go on in my head during that time, and it took me a long time to get there. I haven't been a runner my whole life. I only really decided to kind of take up running to run the New York Marathon last year.
Yeah.
And so I can really truly say in the last like 18 months, that's when I really came into that habit. And that's just the one that works for me, like creating that space, creating that silence. And the meditation of moving my body has allowed me to expand tenfold.
Mm-hmm. What about mindset? Like, what do you, when you're dealing with these challenges that you've been talking about, or just going through everyday life to amp up or to level up, what kind of mindsets do you have when you're going through these moments? What kind of things you can share with people that they might want to try after this conversation?
So I think my biggest mindset shift has been around stress. So we all experience stress, and typically, in my experience, I would try to avoid it. I try to kind of sidestep it, pivot, like this stress is coming my way. Not that I wasn't dealing with it, but I was trying to figure out the best way to get it out of the way, as quick as possible. And I would often, if someone would ask me, how I was, I usually wouldn't lead with I'm stressed, but it definitely came out, and I would use that word negatively all the time. I would think of stress as such a negative thing in my life. So mindset wise, I've really made that shift to start looking at stress as a growth opportunity. So anything that's stressful, it's making me stronger. And again, there are some things that are stressful that you really do just want to get out of your life, but really just switching that thought process from how is this hurting me to how is this helping me. And I've found that, again, just saying that this item of stress, whatever it is, whether it's physical, mental, emotional, financial, what is this going to look like in 1 day, 1 week, 1 year? And that's the growth opportunity. And immediately, physiology-wise, like your body just can move through it. Like you can ebb and flow through the stress. So mindset-wise, and that can be for anything, like any type of pain, any type of sorrow. Like you can really just change that mindset behind the things that we've been so conditioned to think are negative to, again, how is this helping me? How can I grow from this? What can I learn? And really practicing those things. Like I feel like we all know that. There's always a lesson in everything. Like we all know that there's a lesson, or, everything happens for a reason, but like actually practicing those things, that's like where you're gonna see the results.
Now, do you have triggers that set that up, or are you always, doing a daily thing where, okay, today this is how I want to experience my life, and when something comes up, this is what I'm going to do? Or is it based on a reactive or proactive measure?
I'd probably say I'm reactive to it. I don't really, I don't usually put the things in place before they have to. I'm a huge fan of conserving energy, because my energy, I am giving it insanely all the time, every single day. So I usually find that I have the tools to react when I need to. But if I don't need to, I'm not doing a ton of work behind the scenes.
Right.
I'm just consistently looking at everything positively. Even I just went through a really tough time with quitting my job, and we were just talking about it prior to here. I was like, I can't talk about this anymore. But it's like there was such a beautiful lesson in how I touched a lot of these people's lives in my last career, and I'm sifting through that. It's 72 hours of kind of craziness right now, but there's I was really sad about leaving my job, and I still am, but in that sadness there's so much positive and so much beauty. And so I'm just when I'm like, yeah, I'm sad, but let's switch that, right? Let's switch that. So
okay, so now that you've shared with the audience that you're moving on into something new, what do you have to look forward to? What are you looking forward to? Like, is there any sort of new mindsets? Is there any sort of new ways of thinking or habits that you want to add to your life so that you can experience life in a different level or in a different way?
Yes. Short answer, yes.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
See out there. Yeah, I mean, the reason for me selling my business, which is one kind of the area where we met through, and quitting my job, is to create opportunities for those expansive moments and habits. So there are so many of them, but I've been so convoluted with the noise. I fill my time all the time. There's so much noise, like the trucks outside, that's a lot of noise right now. Like there's that, to phone, to technology, to this, to that, to job, to finances, to try and make everything just great. And like, I just need to break it back down and then build up new habits and ways that I can be an expansive human for those around me. So one thing that I really want to get into, and you have been gently pushing this on me, is the breath work.
Yeah.
So I really don't know much about it, but I've seen what you can do, and I've seen some pretty crazy shifts just physically sitting in this space with you. And that's something that like I really want to get into, is really harnessing breath work and how I can energetically use that to just like be my best self. So
Yes.
you're hired.
I'm hired.
I'll let you guys know how it goes, but
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so that'll be something that I really want to get into pretty quickly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now that we've shared a little bit of what you've done and what you're looking forward to, where do we find you? How do we follow you? What do you got going on that we can latch on to and really witness you grow?
Well, I'll probably be silently growing for a while.
Okay.
So I definitely will be doing that. But I mean, I'm still going to be teaching at Oxygen Yaletown.
One second. You got to do this class. Thursdays morning, she teaches 2 classes. I recommend that you check one out. And the people that actually share what they're going to be committed to and the contest for this upcoming week, you're going to actually get a week pass for Oxygen Yaletown, so you get to experience Kate's awesome class.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
So I'll still be doing that, so you can definitely find me in the studio to get a good workout sweat on. I'm a partner in Aura Nutrition, so women's health and nutrition line, so I'll still be working with them and pushing some stuff forward on the marketing side. But I am just trying to kind of take a few steps back and nurture some of the relationships that are important to me in my life, friendships, family stuff. So like personally, you could follow me on my Instagram. Kate is great. But other than that, like, I don't want to put too much out there right in this very moment, because I just, I have a lot of self-work to do, and I have a lot of in work and reflection and growth, and once that's, kind of tumbling and rolling, I will be out there. So maybe we can do a follow-up when in 6 months from where I am today and where I am then, and I can have a way better answer to that question.
Amazing. Well, thank you for your time, Kate.
Thank you.
And like I said, this is what it's all about, sharing stories and community on people that really matter and that really move the needle forward in each other's lives. So if you ever have a chance to connect with people and share their stories, I challenge you guys to do that. So life is hard alone, so I think it's important that we do things together, and together we rise.
Thank you.